Hi and welcome to the demonstration of the deployment of PulseBot. I'm here in my home directory from where I'll be deploying the PulseBot on an AWS instance which has already been up and running. So the inventory file contains the IP address and the PEM file location for the AWS instance. The next step in our setup is to create a webhook on our test repository which will trigger the Jenkins server to build the commit. The Jenkins server is established on the AWS instance, and we need to provide the IP address of the AWS instance on the webhook. And you can see the PulseBot right now is offline. So we'll go ahead and deploy the Ansible playbook, and we'll check the status of PulseBot then. We are using Ansible Vault here to encrypt our keys and as a measure of safety and security. So enter my vault password, and we can see that the Ansible playbook begins to function. I'm gonna fast forward it a little, and we reached the end of the deployment. As you can see, all the tasks were completed successfully. So the deployment was a success, and so the next task is to clone my repository, my test repository, which I've already done. It's called Maven Void. So next thing I'm gonna do is to make a commit in the in my repository, which will give the PulseBot a reference a reference for the stable branch. So I'm gonna change this to assert true, and I'll commit it on the repository. So what this will do is it will give the PulseBot its first stable branch, a first stable commit from which it will use as a reference. Okay, so this has been committed. So I'll check on the website, and as you can see, the PulseBot is online. So I'll go ahead and ask the PulseBot about the repo health. Okay, PulseBot, tell me what is the repo health right now. Oops. All right. So yeah, I'll have to enter my GitHub ID because I'm logging for the first time. All right. What is the repo health right now, PulseBot? And it mentions the stable branch is master, and it gives me a graph of the number of broken commits today, which is 0. And since there's been just one good commit, so it was 100% on the second graph. So next I'm gonna do is I'll do 3 broken commits on the repository to see what happens. So the PulseBot should create a stable branch in it because there was a commit that was bad, and as you can see my commits have been reflected, but yeah, the master branch is unstable. Bad commit is 2 since the threshold was 5, and I made 3 bad commits. The next thing that I'm going to do is to do 3 more bad commits, and let's see what happens. So the PulseBot, it gave me warning on the 4th commit, on the 5th commit, and once I had reached the threshold, I was automatically removed as a collaborator of Maven Void, that is the repository. So as you can see, this use case works fine. That's our use case 2. All my comments appear here, and I have been removed as the collaborator. You can see there's no P Panda here. So that was use case 2, and The third use case, we're going to bring someone who has admin access on the GitHub repository. So I'll ask PulseBot about the repo health. And yeah, once I input the GitHub ID, so the PulseBot gives a detailed description about the repo health to the admin. So when I asked what is the repo health, it should give me the name of blocked users, which was Hunter, then the stable branch, and the total commits by all the users. So it was 7, and the last graph shows the classification of bad commits in terms of bad and good. So this was the functioning, the third use case, and that shows that demonstrates the deployment and all of the use cases of PulseBot. Thank you.